We are happy that you stopped in to look at our video. This is the team that works at Door of Hope, and we are really excited you wanted to come by. I'm Linda Homeyer. I am the director. I'm an LPC supervisor and a registered play therapist supervisor. So I kind of oversee everything that's going on. And we're going to do a quick introduction and then talk more about telecounseling today.
Hi everyone, I'm Audra. I'm a licensed professional counselor as well as a registered play therapist and a certified perinatal mental health professional.
Hi, I'm Macy Pavelik and I'm a licensed professional counselor.
Hi, I'm Madison Short and I'm a licensed professional counselor, a registered play therapist, and an eye movement desensitization and reprocessing trained therapist.
Hi, I'm Melissa Rowe. I'm a social worker and I'm Director of Development at Door of Hope.
Probably like most of you have had such disruption in your lives and so much now is happening online. We just thought we would take just a few minutes to talk a little bit about the shift of what it's been like to go from person to person, face to face, seeing clients in our office, from little kids from 3 years old to adults and families and couples, and all of a sudden, as you all had to do, shift almost overnight into doing telehealth or telecounseling. And we know that a lot of people are a little concerned about counseling in the first place, much less doing it through the internet. And some of you, like myself, may have already had a doctor's appointment, a medical doctor's appointment, through some kind of telehealth. So it is rather like that. It's kind of like this, watching us talk from our different places in our office. But we do telecounseling, which of course is very different, especially with kids and teenagers. So I'm going to have each one of the counselors talk a little bit about, and we'll have a conversation about what it's been like to shift into telecounseling and how they kind of work with their particular population ages, without being in the same room with them, but through a computer or screen or a phone or an iPad. So, so one of you just go ahead and start talking a little bit about what this change has been like for you.
Well, I'll just say that it's been a really interesting change. I know, like a lot of y'all, that I had some anxiety at the beginning about how is this really going to work? What's it really going to be like to switch over? And the reality has been that it's actually been relatively easy to switch over. I work with children, I work with adults, and I'm running a parenting group right now. And so having all of those different kinds of things happening, you know, wondering how do I engage a preschool age child through the computer was scary at first, but people have really been able to do it. Even my little bitty kids are still managing to stay the full session time on the call. And it's really playful. It's really fun. We've got a whole lot of different things that we've done. Lots of laughter, lots of just real life stuff that's come up from, I met a lamb the other day on a call.
A real lamb?
A real lamb.
Wow.
Lots
how
of
about you? What's that been like for you?
I think the same as Madison. Like, it was scary at first, you know, figuring out how to work from home for me, and navigate family life as well as clients. But it's really moved into a rhythm, and I've really seen, as Madison has seen, that the therapeutic relationship really is still there. There's still humor as well as space for sadness and just the struggle of all of this. But there's also a lot of really neat ways that telecounseling has allowed me to get to know clients in a different way, see parts of their home that they're willing to share, or special pictures or special mementos, as well as Madison said, we get to meet pets and just special things like that. That is really a special way to get to know our clients on a different level that we wouldn't in person.
Yeah, I think you can be particularly empathic with a lot of the families because you have a little boy and now you have a husband working from home. And so managing all of that as well as managing clients. So you can really resonate with some of the issues that go on with the clients when they're in homes with the same kind of situation going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a lot different.
And Macy, how about you?
Yeah, I was kind of nervous, like Audra and Madison said, when I was starting the process. I'm not very tech savvy, and it took me a little while to find the right platform to use. But I've actually found, Zoom to be really helpful, and they have privacy and encryption set up, so it's more confidential and private when we talk via video. I've also found when working with adults that some actually prefer over the phone. So we could do over the phone or Zoom for those who don't feel comfortable doing like face-to-face. So, clients have the option to choose how they want to talk to me, which is kind of cool. And then, for my kiddos who like to do expressive arts, it's actually been neat to find different mediums for them to use at home. So we use markers, paper, some like to paint, some like to make things out of paper. We've done fortune tellers that we've made, and different ways of coping. Just different kinds of things, and then even finding things around the house to fidget with to kind of help you focus while we're talking. Because I know that talking the whole time can be kind of intimidating or feel hard to stay on track or when you get stuck. So having
I
like,
noticed you were playing with something earlier. What is it that you're playing with there?
this is like a rubber band and
Okay.
things,
Okay.
and you can kind of twist it. You can like stretch it. You can fling it, but you can't get it and fling it. So, or stress balls.
Right. So lots of different things. And
Lots of
you brought up a good point, Macy, that most of our counselors, Madison and Audra, are using a program called TheraNest, which is part of a component of where we keep all of our electronic records and all of our record keeping like everyone does today. But they have an added feature of adding the telecounseling part of it. So again, that's encrypted, it's very safe. It would be like a medical doctor would use, so you don't have to worry about anyone appearing in your session. And that's why we went ahead and helped Macy as well with a higher level of Zoom, so that it also has encryption. You have to be invited in. You have the only person that ever gets the invitation to come to this meeting is the client. So it, again, helps with that level of confidentiality that we want to be sure that you all feel safe on site. Okay, Madison, I know that you've got some other kinds of things that you do with kids there in front of you. So show us some of those.
Yeah, so I've been doing a combination, not with the same client, but with different people of play therapy. And so with that, we've got some really funny things. I have my little microphone here that is really fabulous for interviewing a child who's not sure what to say right now. Or interviewing a body part that's afraid to tell, the tummy that's afraid to tell that they're nervous. I've also been doing a lot of EMDR work because my specialization is in trauma. And when we have a big crisis, and everybody's in crisis right now, that tends to bring up our past traumatic experiences. So EMDR is a type of counseling that's really directed at that I do with children and adults. And so we've done things like create controllers that help us with self-control and different skills that with each button. I've got a plethora of cards in front of me right now that have different feelings, and we even have been matching them up to different toys. I'm sorry, these are all creepy toys that I grabbed, but we've been doing quite a few different things like that, as well as doing something we call CPRT that both Audra and I do, where we're actually giving those play skills to the parents, and the parents are continuing the therapeutic work. And that's been one of the most beneficial things I've seen from this. And the feedback that the kids have given has been that it's been one of their favorite things in their life. So that's been a really neat thing to see the parents and kids connect like that.
Yeah, so CPRT is child-parent relationship training. And you've done that, and Audra together have done that several times, led groups. They're 10-week groups, and you've led those actually in person, actually in the room where you are, Maddie. So, so that shift to doing it online happened, I think, in week 2 of your regularly scheduled parenting class, and seems to have gone well. So
It has. It's gone really well, and
good.
I've had some other parents that have that we're now going through on their own because we didn't have a group to start at that point. So we're able to do that.
Yeah. Good.
Couples and individually, all of that kind of thing.
Right. And Audra, I know that you've got a few kinds of things in front of you too, like a book and other kinds of exciting items there. Tell us about that.
So I have these really cool cards, and they're just like conversation starters. And each one has a question. Like this one says, "My 3 wishes are," which is a great question for right now, what we all wish would happen and change. And just different things like "I love" and what. Let's see what this one, "I don't understand." That's a good one too for right now.
Yeah, hold that one
And
back
then
up.
one of my
Hold that one
favorite
back
things
up
to
again.
do.
Audra, can you hold that one back up again? The one with the, like, yeah, the spider. That kind of looks like a coronavirus on the move, doesn't it?
I know. Perfect.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Maddie.
Madison, what do you have over there?
Another spider.
And then one of my favorites is this alphabet books, and it just teaches kids mindful breathing. So they'll usually pick a letter, and then we'll do a type of breathing together, and just some coping skills to have at home. I know all 3 of us work with breathing and grounding techniques for anxiety and just when we feel overwhelmed, for adults and kids.
Yeah, I was talking with a young mom today, and she's got a 4-year-old and a younger at home, and how she just, anxiety. And so we were talking about some real simple things like, going outside and playing and walking, and talking about the ladder, imagery of a ladder where you want to kind of be on the middle, and sometimes you kind of get depressed, so you walk on down, and how do you get yourself back up? And sometimes when you're anxious, you're too high, and how do you pull yourself back down? And for her and the kids. So yeah, there's so many good things that we're able to do, and that was just through the phone. So I didn't even see her. So, well, I think this gives, everybody a good taste of who we are and some of how we've transitioned from face-to-face to face-to-computer. And so we are at the moment taking new clients. We're still accepting clients. Those clients can continue with tele-counseling once this is passed and people feel more comfortable getting out. Or you can stay with the phone or the telehealth, or you could come in and transition to come in person. We're here now to serve you in lots of different ways. So we just wanted to get this chance because so many people have said, how does that work? Doing counseling online, isn't it all about being in the moment with the person? And it is. It's just a little different. So, Alyssa, what would you like to say as we wrap up here?
Well, first off, I just wanted to say how impressed I am by you guys and your ability to just basically stay connected with your clients that you already had and build new connections with new clients. Your ability to do that despite everything that's going on is really incredible, and then dealing with adjustments to your own lives. So kudos to you guys. I think we have an incredible counseling staff here. The other thing I wanted to say is that if anyone is kind of, like I said, on the fence about telecounseling, I think our counselors have done a great job of answering that question of who is it for? It's for everyone. It's for anyone that feels like they need counseling from little bitty age all the way up. And so we just want you to know that we continue to be here for you. We'll continue to be here for you after quarantine is lifted. And I just want everyone to know that Door of Hope is a resource in our community. So thank you so much. And thank you to our counselors for taking the time to do this with us. Appreciate it.
It's been fun. So even if you don't connect with us for counseling, send us an email or send us a note, and we'll be glad to connect with you and hear what's going on in your lives as well. So we look forward to hearing from you all. Okay, bye.